One of the hottest topics in the last year is artificial intelligence and its implications in our society. From using ChatGPT to pass your final exams to even artwork and films, machine learning has definitely stirred up a lot of conversation in every corner of the world. But what if I told you that for decades, comic books have been exploring the debates and discussions surrounding AI, and we're going to talk about that in this video. Despite how familiar we are with Terminator and Skynet and killer machines, they didn't do it first. Marvel Comics have had androids since the Golden Age. The first iteration of the Human Torch was a sentient machine that almost burned down the entire city of New York. Probably the most well-known android in Marvel Comics is the Vision, made more popular by the Marvel Cinematic Universe. With Vision being such a popular character, we're going to be discussing him a lot in this video, but I want to first talk about the 2013 series Avengers AI, in which Vision plays a key role in. In this comic book, he raises a lot of questions about the moral responsibilities of creating sentient beings that are as intelligent as human beings and asking questions of whether these sentient beings deserve the same rights as humans. It's important to note that this series takes place after the events of Age of Ultron, in which a sentient robot literally almost succeeded, or actually succeeded, in taking over the world. Even before this year, Marvel Comics was already talking about our robot overlords. So with this being such a huge concern with the development of AI and the invasion of privacy and information, I want to make note that there are comic books that you can explore these topics in. For an extra recommendation, I'd also recommend Annihilation Conquest issue number 5. So now we're going to talk about the relationships between human beings and AI and whether they can coexist. And there's no better example, in my opinion, than DC Comics, with characters such as Cyborg and his duality and the blurred lines of DC's Metal Man. So many questions are asked through these characters. Are the human parts of our mind the most reliable, the safest, the best parts? Can human beings and AI really coexist peacefully? These are really great pressing questions that have been asked for decades through comic books. If you've ever pondered some of these questions, I definitely recommend Dan Didio's latest Metal Man run in 2019. Also, I'd recommend Cyborg's entire publication history. And if you need a Marvel Comics example of a relationship between AI and a human being, look no further than the Avengers issue number 58. Released in 1968, this issue's famous for inciting a human emotion out of the android Vision, in which the Avengers' acceptance of him makes him cry. Marvel also clearly depicts emotional romantic love between an android and a human being, or a mutant, depending on what you're reading, within Wanda and the Vision's relationship. In movies, comics, and even TV, Wanda and the Vision have been an iconic couple throughout pop culture. I find it such an interesting discussion that we're so disturbed by artificial intelligence connecting with our human needs and emotions and even our creative desires. But in pop culture, we're totally comfortable watching a human fall in love with an android. While pondering this discussion, you can go read The Vision by Tom King and House of M by Brian Michael Bendis. So within talking about the future of artificial intelligence, probably one of the most concerning problems is the fear of artists and writers being replaced by AI within the comic book industry. So many writers and artists have rallied behind a movement and criticism that artificial intelligence doesn't have the creative integrity of a real artist, of a real writer, or a real director even. We don't know how far artificial intelligence will become integrated in our day-to-day lives, if it'll even be integrated into our bodies. In comic books, technology is so far ahead of our reality, we can't fathom what artificial intelligence will look like in the coming years. But if you want this taste of cybernetic parts washed out of your mouth, I'd definitely read Extremists by Warren Ellis. Please share your thoughts about any topics covered in this video down in the comments. I appreciate you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed the next video.